This podcast is rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Some material may not be suitable for children.
Mission to City.
All right, well, I'm still recording.
I'm recording.
No, good thing we started early because now we're starting late.
No, we're still early. Look at that.
It's
All right.
9:23.
Oh, never mind. We're starting later.
still good.
But still early.
It feels
John?
late as hell here.
I am recording.
You are recording.
'Cause it
Are you
is
ready to
late.
start?
TC's like a stand-up over there.
Yeah,
like
he
he's
is.
couching it.
I am.
He's
I am.
like,
Yeah, that's
"So,
right.
I just got into
So,
Florida.
I walked outside the plane and, yeah, exactly.
So there I was this week watching this old movie from 19. You'd think
So
it would
there
be
I
like
was. I went the
1950.
Italian. Yeah.
1980, yeah.
1988.
Yep.
So yeah. I don't know. I didn't talk to you guys what I thought about this movie, but I'm just going to say
Hey,
steer clear if you're a fan of this movie. Is that fair? If you're a listener and you like this movie, stay away from this podcast.
I think that this is the best film that I do not give a shit about.
I
What does that mean? We'll get into what that means.
I think that this film was kind of cute, but it was stupid as hell.
Oh, you're
But it was
I
so
think
stupid.
that this film is the worst film we've watched in over a year.
You didn't like all the brooding faces.
I am
from the main
relieved, Eddie, because
character?
I just felt like somebody goes, maybe something's wrong with me this week. I did not care at all. I did not care a bit.
It could have been because we just watched a bunch of Halloween movies. That
Maybe.
could have been the reason.
Maybe,
And
but
this
I
movie,
did not. It's really odd. It's almost disturbing to me how little I cared.
Yeah.
Well,
I
the
did
movie
not
wasn't about
care.
much. It was like sappy. It was sappy,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
was cute at the end, you know,
I
where he
guess.
sits
Wait, so
there
what are we
and he's
doing?
crying.
We're watching.
Yeah.
We're a movie podcast. We watch the best movies ever made. This movie is apparently the 56th best movie ever
There are
made.
people who
Well, how
love
can
this
that
film.
be?
People love this film.
It was all right.
Even Ebert was
best
like-
foreign film Oscar.
People cried during this. Ebert said, Ebert of Siskel and Ebert was like, I know nobody who doesn't love this film. And I'm like, I wish I knew you, Ebert. I wish I knew you.
It was so kind of just like
We haven't
you
said the
know.
name of it. Sorry.
What is the name of it?
So we're
Cinema
rewatched Cinema
Paradiso.
Paradiso or Nuevo
Yeah.
Cinema
Paradiso.
Paradiso, 1988 Italian movie directed by Giuseppe Tornatore. The synopsis is a filmmaker recalls his childhood when falling in love with the pictures at the cinema of his home village and forms a deep friendship with a cinema's projectionist.
John,
And then-
your
and
turn
then
to go first.
He gets old. John, okay. Go for it, John.
What?
Your
no.
turn.
That
to go
synopsis is
first.
not all encompassing. This movie, that's not what this
No.
movie's about. That doesn't even come close to describing what it's about or
It is-
how it's
it is
actually
the-
not about anything and is
Yeah.
just a complete waste of
I
time.
don't care.
That synopsis
Yeah.
doesn't do at all
No,
the movie at all.
It's like
it doesn't.
trying to show like how important movies were and the little kid and how he got friends with the movie projectionist.
and how he
and
was
then
in love with some
he
girl,
loved with a
but then,
girl, but
she had
then-
blue eyes. That's about all we know.
But then he left town and the girl didn't want to be with him. And then he went and became a famous director. And then the guy showed him the movie. He got to see the movie with all the sexy scenes that were cut out because of the priest.
And the guy went blind. There's something about the priests.
The film, because his flannel blew up in his face, and that was tragic.
Yeah.
And that's all I really got. I mean, we watched the theatrical version.
So do we.
The director's cut.
That was
is-
the quickest review I
John,
think you've ever done in your
That's
life.
exactly what I'm going to do for my reviews. I'm going to go through the plot. It's going to take longer than that, and we can talk about the
Please
individual
don't go
plot
through
points.
the whole plot.
I just don't know. I don't know why. I'm just interested in why I didn't care at all. I mean, one
because the
thing
movie's not about anything. But it's not awful. It's just not about much.
it's about sort of how great movies are, which is always a little annoying.
Okay, the kids jerking
but-
off in the theater
But
was
it's
funny,
not
though.
about that. It's
That
about
was
how the movie
funny.
industry is. That was disgusting. That was
That was
fucking
hilarious.
disgusting.
The one kid's eyes were just rolled in the back of his head. It was
They were
fucking,
just
I was
lined
dying.
up jerking off, and then the adult came over. It was
Those
like, hey, they're all
perverts.
jerking off, and then he started touching his own dick, and I'm like, this is
Yeah.
a PG movie. What is going on here? And then he slaps the kid in the back, and then looks back at the screen. He's like, well, I get it. I slapped him in the head. I didn't stop him jerking off, though.
The other funny part was when he got in the priest booth, and the old lady was like, "Father, I have sinned," and he's like, "In the name of the Padre, in the name of the," and then and then shuts the thing on her. I laughed at that. Yeah. I laughed at
I
that.
hated that so much. John, go on. What else
I
you
just
got?
did not care. I did not care. That's all. I mean, that's the whole thing. I
Why
didn't
would
care.
you though? The movie's
I
not
don't
about
know.
anything.
His dad dies. The projectionist gets blinded. I did not care. I don't know. I mean, I was like,
I love
well,
how
maybe-
much you guys hate this movie.
Maybe I don't hate it even. I just don't care about it. I don't like hate it even. I mean, I'm
It's a
just
waste of
really
time.
indifferent. Yeah.
It
It
was a
wasted
waste of
2
time.
hours of your life, John.
I don't even understand why. That it just seems so blank to me. I feel like that. I thought it was my problem, so it's great that this wasn't something loved by you.
It's everything. So the first, I think the biggest problem is there's no story. There's literally no story.
Right.
I guess,
Right.
but you can walk away thinking about
It's
it.
just a flashback. It's
So
one
the
long
boy,
flashback.
The boy becomes a director. This is how he fell in love with movies. I don't know.
But the acting
right,
is terrible
one
too.
long flashback.
That doesn't help. There's no
maybe.
the characters aren't realistic because there's no story to the characters. They're just like cookie cutter, orphan war kid who their relationships don't make any sense. Like him and the projectionist back and forth. He's just like hitting the kid. And he's like, "Fuck you, get out of here." And the next scene he's like, "Here's $20. I like you now." And the next scene he's just like, "Oh, I fucking hate you again."
Oh,
and they go back and forth
the
for
whole
no
test
fucking
taking
reason.
thing was really stupid. I thought, like, what?
What was that about?
Oh
Why
my
was he
God.
taking
Yeah.
a test?
Get
Why
the,
was
get
he
the
taking
idiot
a test?
70-year-olds into the fucking classroom with
Right.
the 10-year-olds to take the same test? What is
And
he being tested for?
Right. But also how obvious it was that they were cheating. And like he's like, "Psst, hey, can you cheat for me? Can you cheat? Oh, there's people here watching. Hey, I need to cheat."
Yeah.
It just seemed so obvious. It was ridiculous. Anyway.
So none of us know what the test was because I was very.
I thought it was a
confused
10th
by
grade regular test until all the old men were shuffled in to take the same fucking test.
I thought it was like some like you're getting a qualifying exam, like you're getting your diploma or something. But then what are those? I don't know. Don't know.
This is what
I don't
happens in
care.
small town Italy. I
Don't know
guess.
why
I mean,
he
that's
needed
about
it so
all I
bad.
could figure
I
out.
don't know what it meant to him because he was still just a projectionist. I don't know what it meant for him to pass that test. But I mean, yeah.
That's all I saw. The whole movie was the thing with the hand.
We can't even describe what he's doing.
I read about what's different about the director's cut, and it sounds pretty demonstrably worse in terms of the
I
plot
can't
points.
imagine that would be longer.
You know what?
And
My
I'm
favorite-
so
I almost
glad
shut
you
this
said,
movie off, dude. I
Daddy,
couldn't
I'm
handle
so
it.
glad you told me to watch the short one.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm
In
so
the
glad
long
the internet
one?
told me to watch the short one. I was honestly, dude, I got the DVD
Oh, yeah.
and I put it in and I thought I looked at it and I was like, all right, it says 121 minutes. That's fine. And I was looking at my clock frequently because I was like, did I accidentally watch the long one? This movie is so fucking long. It
Dude,
never ends.
it
just
is
It
long.
keeps
got
going.
to an hour and 45, and I was like, "Is this thing over yet?"
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one I was really tempted to have my one walk out.
Yes, me
'Cause
too,
I
John.
really- yeah.
Me too.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
There was a scene where he towards the end, it just keeps just going forward for no reason. It's like, oh, he's older now. Oh, he's going to war. There's going to be a war scene. Oh, no, that scene's over. That was less than a minute. Literally less than a minute of him being at war. And now he's back into this fucking town. I don't care about him and his
if you're
girlfriends.
at all sappy, you might like this.
Maybe. I just
No.
don't. Yeah.
Hey, you're not
No,
sappy,
people
though.
certainly
You're not
like it.
sappy.
People
You're not
don't really
sappy.
like it.
the same
director's
song
version.
tries to
so
force you
the
to
score
feel.
was miserable.
Yes.
Miserable.
And you knew who it
Yeah.
was.
who?
Ennio Morricone.
Yeah.
So it's
Don't
supposed
you
to be
like
good.
him?
He's usually good, but also like that one song, he did most of the score and the arrangements, but what I read
It's the
doing
same
trivia,
thing over and over again. Though.
his daughter or something, who was it? It was like one of his relatives, not him, wrote the his son, sorry, Andrea, his son.
Oh.
He wrote the that one song that played over and over again. It was called like the
Ugh.
love theme or something. So it was
Oh,
his
okay.
son that wrote that. That was more than half of the music in the movie, as far as
I mean,
remember.
it just kept going. It kept
Yeah.
playing. It's probably why it seemed a little boring at times because that's like you were just watching the same
Plus,
song. You were
they would
saying the
always
same
show
thing over and
they
over.
would show horrible things, and they'd play this music like things that I thought were just horrible. Like they tried to make them all lighthearted and shit. It's like this kid is, being taught by this crazy old idiot asshole terrible life lessons, and it's playing this like everything is nice, things are good. The guy's like telling him not to go visit his family, not to fall into like the traps of nostalgia, so don't write or call anybody, do everything selfishly. Don't even talk to me. I don't want you to come for my fucking funeral. These are all just really terrible things. He tells him to go stalk the girl, right?
Yeah.
He's like, go stalk her. That's good. And then it just plays the sweet music. So you're like, oh, but he's good looking, so sure.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I didn't even get the disjointedness of it. I just didn't care. I just was like, it's none of this. I don't even get any of this. And
I really liked the homeless guy that was like, the square is mine. The
I hated
square
that.
is
They
mine. Like,
laughed at the homeless
who
guy.
was that?
They were
Who was
laughing
that?
at homeless people.
But what was the purpose of that character?
Jokes.
There wasn't
I
one,
think it
right?
was supposed to be jokes. I think it
Comedic
was like,
relief?
the square is mine. Ha ha. And then
square
you just
is
run
mine.
out
It's
and
me
you're
back.
like,
The square is
this
mine.
He's the
guy,
resident crazy
no
guy.
one's helping him. And then they make fun of him for sleeping on the statue. The entire fucking insane town points and laughs at this goddamn guy who's clearly crazy, needs help, is homeless.
Oh,
no
I
one's
thought they
helping
were
him.
doing it in a friendly way. I didn't. I
Exactly.
Have no idea.
Not
Honestly, I don't
John.
care.
Not a friendly way. That's what the music
Nope.
did to you. I mean, how is
Yeah.
that friendly?
I honestly do not care.
Yeah.
I do not want to even think about this. I don't even.
Like
I,
so, like
I don't
you
want.
even ask this question.
I don't want to get annoyed at this film. That's giving it like too much for me. It's like no,
I love
I don't
this.
care.
I love when John hates stuff.
So do I. He keeps saying he doesn't hate it, but this is John hating
Oh, he
something.
hates it.
Yeah.
He hates it. Yeah.
This
He
is
doesn't like using the word, but
Yeah.
he
No,
feels the
no, it's
emotion.
He doesn't even want to waste an ounce of energy on
Not
discussing
really.
this film, so
Nope.
he hates it. It's
If
great.
it makes you feel better, I did shut off the commentary track, so I got to shut something
Well,
off.
okay, good for you.
I hated all the part. Can I just go into the parts that I did like?
please
Is that
do.
okay?
Just
Please,
rip it
carry
apart.
on.
All
Yeah.
the religious symbols in this movie were completely pointless. They would just show like there's the early scene where he's putting his like robe back into the thing, and the wind blows open, and it's like the Virgin Mary, and they keep cutting to the Virgin Mary.
Yeah, I will add the one part where I went, oh, that's something. The little altar bell boy ringing the bell, because I used to do that. I was raised Catholic as a little altar boy, and they raise the cup up. What's your one job? And I would screw it up too. You're supposed to, when they raise up the cup, you're supposed to ring the bell.
Towards the mic, John.
Oh, so that's all. Anyway,
That's a
Wow,
good
that was
story.
great.
So
That was
like
great.
one moment
So-
of engagement with the film. So I just wanted to say that. Now
That's
you can
been
move on.
shown in a lot of movies, and that's
I know.
the best part of this movie. That's not good, John.
That's
Sounds
my
like you
favorite
hated it.
part.
Yeah, that's not
It's my
saying
favorite-
much.
I know. Ring the bell. I used to say that too. Me ring bell. Me ring bell. That was when I was really little. That was because I knew that was my job. Anyway,
I didn't like it how the teacher, there's just a lot of parts of this movie that were played for laughs that I thought were, one, not funny in any way, and two, just like morally bad. Like there's the scene where they're trying to teach the kid math, and all the
he's
teacher's
just
doing
smacking
is just
him?
slamming his head into the
Yeah.
fucking
I love that.
blackboard.
That was
you
great.
loved
Funny.
that?
Yeah, it was funny.
Why was that funny? The poor
Because the
fucking
teacher's just
kid.
slamming his head into the wall.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's better. You know, and then they take him to the parking lot and they have a car door.
But then the entire
The
class is laughing
Italians,
at
they
him.
abused kids in school, you know?
That's right.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I hated that.
To me, it just seems so. It just seems so not real that it just all started to bounce. It's like this makes no sense.
But then the song comes in so pretty.
It's so pretty. Did you read up on what the director's cut has and how it's different?
I read that the what's his name? The projectionist guy was like less sympathetic than he
Yep.
is in this movie because he tried to like break up him.
No,
and his
he was
girlfriend or something.
responsible. He was responsible for telling her to reject him and not accept him. In the director's
Fuck
cut,
that guy. Why is he the main character in this movie?
So that
He's-
happens. Yeah, I know. It's just it takes whatever like goodness is there, it turns it into like a whiplash kind of story, but horribly done.
I
and
didn't like
then-
his character in the first place, man.
Yeah.
None of the character motivations.
Well, at least that's consistent then, right? That he's a piece of shit. So,
no, he's not though,
yeah.
because they try to make him nice every once in a while.
I know.
And even though like
It's
this
just a
guy
song.
who's apparently a certified idiot who can't pass whatever the
A
test
nitwit.
is. He's an
Imbecile.
nitwit. He's an idiot.
He might
He's-
just be illiterate. That's all. Anyway,
whatever it is. He burns down the theater. It is his fault it happens. He burns it down. He's the one who taught this 10-year-old kid how to be a projectionist, and the people in charge of this theater would be like, let the guy who burnt it down, 10-year-old kid person that he
Yeah.
was the student here, he can run it now by himself. That's the stupidest
Yeah.
thing I've ever
Well,
seen in a movie.
It's a small town with not many people, too.
I loved how.
I mean,
also,
what are you going to do?
You know, once he was blind, he became totally psychic. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. You thought that was awesome, did you? Yeah.
yeah. He could
Quote unquote
see,
awesome.
He
Yeah.
could just see, sense, and know what everything that was
But
going
he still
on.
needed to touch people's faces all the time.
Well,
Did
he
you,
just because he liked that.
Yeah, he
You
did
didn't
like
like
it.
the fact that the kid was he's superhuman strength, saving the guy's life? Come on.
Yeah, it's all
Oh, he
good,
did get
too.
stuck in the stairs there for a bit.
Yeah,
That's true.
Stuck right in the stairs.
Toto.
I loved
What
it
a
how
name.
nobody else saved him. They were like, the fire wasn't that bad. Everyone was running out. Everyone knew
Yeah.
he was up there, and nobody helped him.
The guy was just out there screaming his name.
Yeah.
Alfredo, Alfredo. Alfredo.
This movie was so bad. I don't know how people.
It was
vote this
all
into-
right.
No, it
The
wasn't.
movie was all right.
The acting was terrible. The mother, when she was like beating the kids, it was hilarious. That was the one part I laughed at, is when she was beating her kid because it was so unbelievable and stupid
Oh,
looking.
she was just slapping the shit out of him a couple times.
And there's the one scene where her daughter was crying, and to get her to stop crying, she was yelling, "Stop crying!" And she was just rubbing her face as fast as she could.
That's
That
apparently
totally
that's what the
works.
Italians
I
do.
do that all the time. It totally works.
I had thoughts in my head. I was like, this movie is kind of, we'll get into trivia, but this movie kind of made a resurgence of Italian movies in Italy because of its popularity internationally. This is probably a reason for a lot of Italian stereotypes because these people act like fucking idiots in this movie. And it's all negative. And they all speak, they're Italian. They have all that stuff that you would think of as being stereotypically Italian.
Yeah.
And it's all in this movie. And it's nobody's sympathetic. I can't imagine that Italians would like this. I see it as all negative.
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I mean, when was Moonstruck? Moonstruck was 87. That was great. I liked it. Maybe I wouldn't like it now.
That was
I
a
don't
Hollywood
know.
movie, wasn't it?
It was Hollywood, but it was all Italian families with Cher and everything. And
it was Cher.
How many Italian movies are there?
Cher,
Have we
Nicolas
seen any
Cage.
other ones that I know? Because I can't remember one off the top of my head.
The Bicycle Thief,
right? Bergman?
Yeah.
Bicycle Thief.
No.
So this movie had
Fuck is
Bicycle
Bergman?
Thief and Children of Heaven vibes for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen. I don't think I've seen Bicycle Thief.
We have. We watched
Oh,
it
yeah.
on
We
this
saw it?
list. Yeah.
Get
It
out
was,
of
it was the
town.
one where the guy walked around town looking for his kid's bike for an hour and a half.
Huh? Did I punt that one? I might have. Seems
No,
like
we talked about
it. We want you to talk about it.
It is forgettable because nothing happens.
It's that
just
forgettable.
Like this movie.
So yeah,
It was-
okay.
That one,
So-
that one had more sadness to it. That
Moral of
seemed
the
a little
story
bit
is
more real.
Italian cinema not my thing. Got it.
I don't think it's mine either.
Well, you guys like Sergio Leone, so there's
As a
that.
person?
No, as a filmmaker, we don't really know him as a person.
Well, yeah, right.
That's true.
But what movies did he do again?
The
All the westerns.
The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Here, a few dollars more. Fistful
Yeah,
of
but he didn't
dollars.
make Italian movies. He made like normal movies.
Well,
he made
it's
Western
big
movies in
spaghetti
Italy.
westerns.
I guess is what he did.
Yeah, right. So that's not the same.
But
Not
yeah,
the
you're right.
same.
Fellini, 8.5, one of Denny's favorites.
I didn't like that one. I just
Nights,
explained it away.
Nights of, I'm looking at
Nights
top
of
Italian
Cabiria.
films.
Oh, God.
Nights of Cabiria. Yeah,
Oh,
we saw
God.
that.
No,
I didn't
thanks.
mind that one. That one wasn't so bad. I mean, I don't remember hating it.
Yeah, you'll say that for this one too, John, but you did. As we've told
Wait,
you,
the
you did.
battle. Wait. The Battle of Algiers. Battle of Algiers.
That was good.
Wow. The Battle of Jerry.
But again, not Italian in the sense that it's about Italy.
I know, but that was good.
That was good.
That
Yeah,
was like
right.
we all.
Maybe it's
really
just
liked
Italy that we don't like.
that one.
As
oh,
a whole.
geez.
As a whole.
We've come to a dark place in realization here.
Oh,
Yeah, right. We just don't like the Italians.
That's not
what
true.
it
I've been
is.
to Italy. Italy is a fantastic place.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But
This
like,
movie
you know.
sucks though. Anyways,
Yeah, there's not a lot there. There's Fellini and there's Leone and
That's because someone watched this one and
And-
they were like, all right, we're never going to give any money to the Italians.
and then there's the Battle of Algiers. Yeah, there we go.
Life is Beautiful is coming up. That movie was made somewhat
Oh, right.
close after this movie, and it
dear.
was credited as to getting the budget that it needed because of the popularity of this movie.
I
So
wonder how I'm going to feel
So
about that
people
one.
really like this. So what's the matter with us? I mean, I didn't hate it.
I don't know, man. I immediately credit it to the fact that we watched 3 horror movies in a row, and I watched more horror movies this weekend by myself because it's
So,
like
I mean, this
October
was
and
a
I think- I
sappy
think
one.
that's
It was
fair.
a sappy one. The
was
whole
just-
point was to like,
But
you know.
So it had bad acting, the story wasn't there, and it was boring in general. But the thing that really pushed me over the edge to not liking it was all this like moral stuff that it tried to make seem like it's all good, but it's not. Like I don't think it is.
Yeah.
like, what do you mean?
So like they try to make it cute that a bunch of kids are lined up at the front of a movie theater watching porn and jerking off in public.
Well, it
That's-
wasn't porn. It
wasn't
I don't
porn,
think
though. That's
It
what-
like
that
was
the
it was
PG.
porn for the,
The
time.
point is they never get to
Oh, yeah,
see it.
that's
And they
fair.
finally saw an ass and they were like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
but the point
look
is
at this.
that everyone's just letting these kids jerk off in the theater. Plus, there's
Yeah.
that. Plus,
I'm
there's a
sorry,
scene
that
where they
kid's
show.
face was priceless.
It's terrible.
With his eyes rolled back into his
I didn't
head,
like it
dude.
how the old guy just
Wanking
looked
it.
at a bunch of like teenage boys jerking off and then just rubbed his own dick because he's like,
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
yeah.
He's like, ooh, I'm
Didn't
a
like
little
that.
frisky.
Didn't like how they cut to the theater's always packed. And there's a shot of this guy fucking another girl. They have all their clothes on, but they're fucking.
He is, yeah, in the back corner. They're all a
Yep.
bunch of perverts.
And then there's a prostitute later on where she's like this old, like fat, kind of ugly prostitute who's taking dudes into the back room because they're watching
maybe
porn
that's
on the
just
screen.
an Italy thing. I don't know. Maybe
I don't
they
know.
were doing that back then.
But it's
in
all
Italy.
played for like lighthearted laughs. And
Hey.
I don't think it is. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I have
there's
no
parts where
idea.
they just randomly harass people in this town. Like there's a guy doing work on a ladder and they tie his shoes together. He falls off the fucking ladder.
That was
I'm sorry.
fucked up. I was gonna say that
Yeah.
was really fucked
They
up.
take
That
a
was
live
just-
cockroach and throw it
Yeah.
down a sleeping guy's throat and laugh at him. You might fucking choke on that.
the Italians, man. They're fucked up. I guess. I don't know. You've seen The Sopranos.
Don't know. Yep.
Yeah, the stalking girls. He's like filming animals dying, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's a good hobby for this kid to have." Yeah,
Yep.
The projectionist guy says at one point, "Nobody can explain emotions, so don't even try." And it's said as like some kind of piece of huge thoughtful advice. Why is anyone listening to advice from this idiot? He's an idiot. That's one of the first things we learn about him. This guy is a moron. And yet he's allowed to be in the story
idiot too.
to tell this guy a stupid story about 99 Nights and a Night that has no ending. It doesn't make any sense or any relevance to the movie. It takes about 5 minutes of the movie. That was frustrating, a waste of time. The feelings thing was annoying. His like saying all blue-eyed girls are like possible to get, which is just the dumbest thing you could ever say. Him telling him to leave and never talk to his family. Why does he get to be the one that tells this kid what to do? The mother isn't even a character in this movie. Like, he doesn't live with the kid, the mother does. And yet this guy is the guy in every scene of the movie that isn't just a group. So half this movie is people watching movies.
Right.
Half this movie is literally a crowd of people in a theater. So we watch people watching old movies.
Meta.
That's half this movie.
Yep.
I think literally half. So just putting that out there. But
just get to see how much they're enjoying themselves.
yeah. But his mother isn't a character, which is, I mean, all she does is slap the shit out of him when she's small and then doesn't, she has the phone call at the end. That's it. This projectionist guy gets a lot of screen time. And then at the very end, what people think is like the sweetest part of the movie is when he gives this guy. So first of all, he tells him he doesn't want him to come. He tells him not to come to my funeral. He says, I hope you don't come to my funeral. And then he shows up to the funeral and the guy left him a gift. So which one was it? Did he not want him to come or did he want him to come?
No, I didn't want him to come, but he assumed he would.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
What does that even mean? It's sappy. It's sappy.
Is that sappy?
Yeah.
But what he gave
it
him was a clip.
It's his friend.
He's being manly. I don't care. Why? I still don't understand why you're even upset. I mean, I just don't think.
John, this is number 50.
John hasn't even wasted an ounce of energy on this. Yeah, don't even get mad at
you
this,
don't understand where I'm coming from,
matter.
John, where all these things are played for like lighthearted laughs. And I think there's something deeply troubling about the morals in this movie.
I don't care. I do.
I care.
I'm
telling you,
I
do.
I know you do.
I don't know why.
I don't care.
Why do
I
you
don't care
care?
if you care. I'm trying to describe to you what this movie did to me.
But it doesn't matter. The movie is irrelevant.
I know.
It's just
Okay,
about
does
sappy
matter.
bullshit.
Keep going.
It does matter.
They're trying to be romantic, I think.
Well,
throughout
I
the
can
film.
see it's frustrating. So many people claim this is such a great film and so wonderful.
Yeah.
And
it's sappy.
It just seems so.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
say
know.
it like 8,000 times.
I don't know what the word is, but I just
Yeah. So anyway, to finish the thought there, when he goes back, the present he gets is the projectionist guy who just died gave him a clipping, like the clips of all of the sassy kissing and nudity scenes from
everything
that he spliced out of the.
That he's been saving this kid since he
in.
was 10 years old. So he was saving a kid.
Well, no, he's
clips
just
of
been
porn.
saving them as he was editing them out. That's all.
Those were the ones he wasn't able to splice back in for some reason.
He wasn't able to splice
No,
it back in because he's a shitty
sappy.
film editor.
No, it's sappy. You're supposed to think
It's
that he was
sappy.
saving it up for him for when he was
He
older.
wasn't
TC.
I didn't think
he was
that.
saving him.
I didn't think
he was saving it for him.
I didn't think that.
I thought
No
that.
way.
You would think that when these companies like are getting their films
thought he was
back,
just a
they're like,
pervert.
hey,
He is a
wait a minute.
pervert. So was that priest, by the way. That guy had the best job ever. He got to watch all the sassy parts, and everyone else in
and
the
then
town
ring
couldn't
the
watch
bell.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Jerk off by himself in the fucking theater. Had it all to himself.
Like, is that how they would do things back then? Like, again, that just all makes no sense that you'd actually be cutting up the film and, then you're going to put it back together, maybe, if you can remember to. And then
They
you're going
did
to
do
send
that.
the film
That
back.
was accurate. Yeah.
But they would send the film back, like, all chopped up and taped back together.
Remember,
And,
we talked about that for certain. Like Clockwork Orange, that happens as
Yeah.
a main example. Like people would cut out the scenes and play an R-rated version that they edited themselves.
But then
That's
they
why
would like
Kubrick
tape
would
it
have
back
to
together.
send. No, they wouldn't.
and, like,
Then those would be sent out other places. And Kubrick, because he's a stickler for that sort of thing, would have to go and send out new copies to theaters because the ones
were
going
editing them
around
out,
were cutting it up.
Oh, wow.
So that was a
Interesting.
common thing back when it was
but
like actually
even
filmed.
back then, I'm not sure if it was easy to get multiple copies of the film back further in the day. I don't know. So
Probably
I
too
don't know.
expensive. Yeah, they just
I have
ended up
no
being
idea.
edited.
Back in small town Italy, yeah, they weren't sending them back because no one cared. They didn't even know where it went.
Right.
They just rode the
he was just
bicycle back
saying
and
that
forth. You know.
Yeah. He was just saying that he had to go splice it all back in before he set it back, and
But then he
forgets to do
admitted
it.
that he just would
and
send
then he
it
has
back.
all of these that he doesn't have. I don't know.
And then you got to figure, like, when you sent it back, like, who's
don't want-
checking the
yeah.
whole thing to make sure it was not edited, right? That's the
Yeah.
other thing.
What was up with the lunatic mob, John? Did you care about the lunatic mob? Probably
Nope,
not.
of course not.
What part was that?
I don't know.
When
Just
they were-
the whole time, the whole town just seemed to be obsessed with crowding into this fucking theater and being there 24/7.
They were
Well, there was
bored.
nothing
There's
to do.
else. Yeah, nothing else to do. You can
It
have
was
some
either
sympathy
watch
for that.
the game at the bar or be at the
Right.
theater. There was only the
Or
two places.
Think about the horrible war that was going on, how your country was run
Although
by
they didn't really
fascists,
say
or-
anything about that other than the kid having to go.
Yeah.
That was just used as a romantic crutch for the two lovebirds.
Yeah. Gotta go to war. Time for a big exit scene
Yeah,
about
time
that.
for a big sappy looking face with a sad look. Yeah, kid was a very Italian looking kid though, huh? Definitely looked like
Didn't
a
look
little-
anything like his older version or his younger version.
No,
They all
the
looked
the
totally
younger version
different.
had the worst teeth I've ever seen in my life. It's like,
You're judging a 10-year-old's teeth?
oh yeah, I'm judging his
Yeah, he'll
teeth
be
all
all
day, all day, crooked as hell. Yeah, there's a lot of gifs or gifs or whatever on the phone apparently because I looked them up and because I was gonna start sending some as funny, and then it wasn't funny. I was looking through them I'm like these suck, and it was just a kid smiling all the time. And I was like, I'm not sending this.
As GIFs? What?
Yeah, of him like in the theater smiling.
I want a
and
GIF
him, like,
of the mother slapping the shit out of the kid.
they probably exist. Probably exist.
Yeah, so this cut seemed like it was cut up a lot. Did it not? I know
Yep.
John's just going to say I didn't care, but it didn't
I
it?
didn't
There were
care.
scenes.
Didn't care.
There were scenes where, like, what was that scene where it was
Yeah.
like this kid Pepito left school and was going to Germany, and his father's like, "I hate Italy," and it was like a 3-minute long
right,
scene,
yeah.
and it just
Yeah.
literally came out of nowhere, had
Hey,
no
just
bearing in the
left.
plot.
Right. Yeah.
There was a scene where the guy won the lottery jackpot, and everyone ran out into the street,
The
and then
guy
that
from
ended.
Sicily or whatever.
Yeah, that meant
I
nothing
couldn't
whatsoever.
believe they actually didn't rob him of the ticket.
That's what
Wait,
I thought was going to happen.
wasn't that the guy who eventually then bought the theater after it burned down or remade the theater? I thought that might be that
So I
same
thought
guy.
that might be
Was
the
it?
same guy too.
Oh, is
but
that him?
I don't know. They were both just kind
I
of
don't
like
He looked.
stout.
The other guy looked older.
balls.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
No idea. Didn't care. Good excuse.
No idea.
John.
Doesn't matter. Didn't
Right.
care. Movie sucked. That's the end of it. Moving on.
I didn't buy. Sorry, I've been talking a lot today.
Talking about how he hated this movie to everybody.
Yes,
he
I've been
could talk
yelling
to.
about it
Yeah,
on the
right.
streets.
Yeah. Exactly.
Have you seen the Nuevo
The
Cinema
square is
Paradiso?
mine. The square is mine. This movie sucks. This
film
movie
is
sucks.
awful.
The square is mine.
I didn't buy that the blind old projectionist lived for 30 years after the kid left.
He was already old.
He was so old, and he was blind.
Yeah. But
He was old when the
psychic.
kid was little.
He was
He
psychic.
got by good.
He
He's
used
all
his
right.
superpowers to survive.
Yeah, he is good. Yeah.
Didn't care. Doesn't matter. Moving on.
There you go. It's easy.
I hope this isn't my new thing. I don't like it, but I hate feeling so
I love it.
different.
I
I
love
love
when I'm
this.
not the only jaded
I was excited
asshole
for
in
this,
the room.
John and TC. Yeah.
And funny enough, I was you know what's funny is that I was watching it and I was like trying my best to like it, and I ended up not like disliking it too bad. I was like, that was all right at the
Good
end.
job, TC.
And I was
I'm
doing
so
it because
surprised.
I thought like, all right, this is like well liked, like John
Well,
and
yeah.
Denny. I don't know how they're gonna take this.
So are all these
They're
movies.
gonna like this. You're gonna like this, and now
I know.
to see
I
that
thought
you
the
hate
same.
it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm surprised that the trying to like elevate projectionists in old movies didn't get you, because that usually gets you pretty good.
Me,
No, TC.
TC. Yeah.
Appreciate this because the art. Appreciate the
Yeah,
old movies.
No.
Yeah.
That part of it I couldn't care less. It was just the romance. I'm a sap. We've talked about this.
She's
So
good.
there was a kind of like, oh, that's cute, at the end, like, oh, he's crying, he misses his friend.
in
I
the
get it.
director's cut, he he hooks up with the girl again, and she's married, but they have sex anyway.
What?
in the
Oh well, hey,
director's
that's
cut.
great. I would have loved.
Is the husband
That
still in
I
the
would've
picture? Does she cheat on the husband?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Wow. See now
So-
that's you might be right, Denny. Questioning the morals of the Italians. I don't know.
What is this movie?
That was the director's vision.
This director doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Who cut this down? Was it Harvey
It
Weinstein?
was Harvey
himself?
Weinstein, believe it or not. Thanks, Harvey, once again. You
Was it
fucking
actually?
perv. Yeah, dude.
Was it
Harvey
actually
Weinstein
him?
is responsible for a lot of good cuts of international
my
movies and a lot of good
damn,
American
that's
movies.
Fucked up. He
Yeah.
was the kids in the front
Yay.
row there, just wanking.
I guess so.
Yes. Let's slap a PG
Right.
on this. Let the little ones watch it. They'll learn something.
You know what? Let's re-edit that scene with the kids wanking.
A lot of nudity for a PG. This is after PG-13 existed too. A lot of nudity in this movie.
Is it
for-
different over there in Italy? I think it might be with all the.
That's the American rating. They have to rate it here too.
Oh, interesting.
So I think the people that were responsible for rating it shut it off out of pure boredom or fell
They
asleep
hated it
while
so much
watching
they
it.
didn't even make it through the
This isn't
rating.
gonna go anywhere. We're
It's
okay.
about a
I
little
think
kid.
this is the same
It's got to
one.
be PG, right?
Well,
yeah,
you
we're
know,
good.
nobody's
I
going to
think,
watch this.
We've seen enough. We've seen enough.
You guys want to go to
nobody's gonna
Shoney's?
watch
Let's
this.
go to Shoney's. Margarita's on me. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's right. Get in there. We get those early birds. Come on.
Half price appetizers, guys. Let's go. I thought it was creepy how this projectionist that didn't know this kid just casually pissed in a room next door while
that was
talking to
weird.
him with
That
the
was
door
weird.
open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, there's a urinal that's next to the projector.
Well, the guy has to stay up there, right? That part kind of.
Oh,
Right.
right. I guess
Yeah.
that makes sense. But still, that's like, at least make a door or
At
something.
least close the door. There was a door
Yeah.
there. He just didn't
Yeah,
close
but
it.
He was talking. He was busy talking.
He was too busy.
pontificating.
John, would you
pontificating,
want a
exactly.
projectionist to go with your kids to take a piss while talking to them? Come on.
Well, no, the kid wasn't
no,
supposed to be there
I
anyways.
don't
The mother
believe so,
already
no.
thought the
Yeah,
guy was a
yeah,
weirdo.
yeah,
He asked her, right? Like, what, don't you find it weird being a friend of a 10-year-old?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
I
She
do.
did
little
say
strange.
that. She did say that in the beginning. So,
What else you guys got?
nothing.
Yeah. I got nothing.
Nothing.
This movie is dead to me.
I mean, I don't understand how it made it this high up on the list. That's for sure.
Do you remember that scene where the guy was? This is also just nonsense portion. They're just we're
Do
basically
I?
shown the ending scene of a movie where everyone is crying, but towards like
Yeah.
the end of that scene, it focuses on this one guy who recites every line from the movie right before it happens.
Yeah, he's
Oh, right,
crying.
yeah.
He's crying.
I would have
Yeah.
told
He
that guy
knows
to
it
shut the fuck
really
up.
well.
Yeah,
I'm surprised
exactly. I was like, I'm
nobody
gonna
did.
slap this guy if
Yeah,
this
I'm
guy was in
surprised
the theater.
nobody told him to shut the fuck up. I
But
was
what is that
surprised.
supposed to be doing? That was like I think one of the most sappy parts of the movie, where this movie is like the movie it's showing these people is making these people cry, and we're playing the music, showing these people cry, trying to get you to cry. Come on.
I don't know though.
Cry,
but it was
damn it.
like not a part in the movie that should have been sad. Like just because he's crying doesn't make it sad.
But that's what this movie goes on, though, for the most part. It's like
just so meta.
sappy music, guy crying. Sappy music, guy crying.
Funny stuff.
Funny.
People laughing. Funny stuff. People laughing. Scary
Kids
stuff.
jerking
People
off.
scared. Sexy stuff. Kids jerking off.
It's a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece.
It's an unbelievable. It's
Look,
beautiful. It's
Things are
beautiful.
happening on screen and people were reacting them over and over again.
Oh.
John,
amazing.
What you said about him being psychic makes a lot more sense now, because I was thinking that scene where he like conjured the thunderstorm followed by conjuring his girlfriend on the spot.
Yeah,
That was a weird
see?
thing of like magical
See?
realism. But if the old guy
Yeah.
was psychic, maybe it makes
He's
more
psychic.
sense. Yeah.
That's
You lose your sight, you get other things. That's what happens.
Is that how it works? The senses.
yeah.
They get,
Go
they
poke
get
your
amplified.
eyes out.
Yeah.
I go poke your eyes out.
If you can't
and
see,
you'll
you
find
can
out.
hear really
No,
well.
no. You're
That's
gonna
guaranteed.
get other things will happen. It'll be magic. Just go poke your eyes out.
You didn't think that kiss was romantic when she just shows up out of nowhere, enters screen right in the rain? When that happened, I was like, get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
dude, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. I thought
Yeah.
multiple times while watching this, what is this movie? What
Yeah.
am I watching?
Oh,
What
by
is
the way,
this going for?
not only does she find him exactly where he is, outside laying down on the ground, but it's raining perfectly, and she's gonna make out with him. And scene.
Nice.
How does she look with the wet hair? I looks pretty good, boss. All right,
Right.
print it.
Looks
She
pretty
looks
good.
good, boss. Yeah.
That scene where his mom told him that none of his girlfriends liked him or loved him.
Oh, that was great. Every time I call, it's a different woman. I was like, this one, huh?
It was a very
Jeez.
mean thing for the
Just
mother to
laying
say.
it on thick. Here.
Maybe the new one is working out for him. You never know.
Or the line where he was like, it's only an hour by plane. She's like, maybe you shouldn't have said that after all that time. I was like, damn, Mas, fucking savage. Get him. Fucking bum. It's the dumbest thing going. Like, you're telling me the guy, like, it's one thing if someone tells you to stay away for 30 years and you're like all the way on the other side of the earth. And it's like, okay, well, I can see it, right? Like, it's a pain in the ass to go home. But
Right.
he's in Rome. He's an hour from home. Like, you're telling me you're not going to show back up in 20 years when you're an hour away? Come on.
Yeah.
Worcester to Boston. You're telling me you're not going to end up going to Worcester
It's because the projectionist told him not to. It's because the old guy,
Yeah,
the old creepy
sure.
idiot, told him not to.
Yeah.
Literally
And by the way,
reason why.
what did he do? Why was he such a hotshot? Does anybody know? Because I don't feel like they ever
Yeah,
told us.
I just assumed he was a movie director, hotshot movie director.
But they didn't
I didn't
say
assume
That's
anything
why
that.
I
about
don't know,
that.
but yeah, I thought floofy.
I assumed
gray
like hedge
hair
fund
that, and
manager or something, or
no,
finance
yeah.
guy.
I just assumed director.
He was
Big
Richard
shot.
Gere's stunt double.
That's right.
Actually, it could
Floofy
be
gray hair.
it could be the guy from Narcos' dad.
Maybe.
That's what I kept seeing.
He made all the money from Narcos.
I was certain he was.
TV
Was he not?
show.
Was it not clear? I thought he was a director.
Dude, it
for
wasn't
sure.
clear at all. Those scenes with
No
that guy
way, it
was
wasn't
just him
clear.
moping around his fucking fancy apartment. That was it. As he
Yeah.
the shadow, he put his face where the light was in the whole shadowy room, and he was just like, my friend. Terrible actor. He was even worse than the mother.
Yeah.
He was so bad.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this. I love being
funny.
angry at a movie. We haven't watched the bad one in a long time, guys. This kind of
true.
negative energy is like.
Well, I
making
have.
me
I've
happy.
watched a bad one. You guys like
Yeah,
them.
that's
I
true.
hate them all. So now I'm just
So this is
we're on even
surprising
ground.
too, TC.
Yeah.
It sounds like we're going
I
through
didn't
the plot
hate it
here.
that much.
You're,
Yeah.
you know, every part that happened. Sometimes when there's like a boring movie you don't care about, you're just like, I
Right,
don't remember
right.
that
You-
part.
Well,
You
you know
actually
why?
paid
It's
attention.
because I'm on vacation
You
in
got nothing
Florida
else
and I
to
got
do.
nothing to do. Yeah, exactly.
Nice. You
You're not
actually had to
multitasking,
watch.
getting a couple more hours of work in there.
I'm at night here for. No, I have been too. I've been doing that too. But so I took the time off from doing that and I watched the movie and I sat here and just got through it. So moral of the story is if I went on vacation more, I might watch more of these movies.
There you go.
Or pay attention to them, I guess.
So the two other things I want to mention quick, and that's all I got for the
Okay.
movie before trivia
Great.
time. I don't know if John has. It's very
No,
short.
we
trivia
should just
time.
move on. No book corner, nothing.
No, I got no. What,
You got no
what
book
am I gonna
corner.
do? I'm not gonna think about this one.
So there's just the two more negative things that came off in this movie.
All
Is
right.
the guy left his wife sick in bed to watch a movie, and he was complaining about not seeing the second half of the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you, dude.
Okay.
Go home. Your wife is sick. What are you even
Ah,
doing
nagging
here?
wife,
that's how,
I
that's how
get it.
important the movies are. Movies are real important.
And then
They're
there's
real
the scene
important.
where he's walking through the town on New Year's, and everyone's just literally throwing trash out of their window
Okay,
in
what was that?
celebration.
Was
Yeah.
it trash or
It was
was
glass
it?
and trash.
But it looked like they were throwing down fireworks because sometimes it would come down and hit the ground and then boom, you'd see it go up and then they would explode. So it was almost like they were throwing down some kind of bottle rocket.
It
that
looked
would
like
then
to me the
explode.
fireworks were pretty far away in the distance, weren't they?
I kept seeing the stuff come down and because I
Well, it
looked
started
at it
with just
closely, I was like,
the
what
wall,
are they doing?
The wall in the first shot, it was just bottles smashing into the wall. So at the very
Right,
least,
right,
people were
right.
smashing booze
There
bottles.
was trash. No, you were right. There was trash that was coming out.
The very
There was
least.
stuff that was coming out
The very
But
least,
then
there
I
was
was
some trash.
seeing stuff where the stuff would land on the ground and then you would see a spark and it would go up and it would explode.
Huh.
So I
missed
couldn't
that.
tell what it was a weird situation because I've never seen in my life on New Year's Eve that people throwing trash out
Who's
the
cleaning that
window.
up? Who is cleaning that up the next
And
day?
then Toto's sitting out there like, what is he waiting for? The girl to look in the window or some bullshit? Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know that whole scene. I was very confused by that because none of us have ever seen anybody throw trash out the window on New Year's, right?
New Year's Eve, yeah.
It's not a thing.
And everyone doing it all at once, like it was a coordinated
Yeah.
event.
Right, like they can all hear each other screaming, "Oh, it's trash time!"
5, 4,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1,
The-
trash out the
hey,
window.
the square's yours. Clean up all the trash, you.
Instead of
fucking
kissing
bum,
their
you know?
loved one, they throw trash right out the window.
Yeah, right. No mistletoe. It's just bags.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man.
All right. So for trivia time, there is barely anything. I tried to watch the commentary track. It's this woman who, just off the get-go, is a bad start. She translated one of his interviews that lasted 40 minutes sometime when this movie was going on its promotional tour. And then she talked about how she made a deep emotional connection with him while she was translating him because she had to get to know, to be able to translate, she needed to get to know him. That's not the case. I've been to court before. You don't need to know the person to translate the words from one language to the other language.
Right, but this sounds very interesting.
What the
Like very much like the movie. He can make a movie about this. The translator who falls in love as
She
they're
just wanted to
translating
take
a
more
45
credit.
minute
She wanted
I
to
don't
kind
know.
of like gussy up her resume. All she did was
Yeah,
translate
it's
his
like-
words for 40
I
minutes.
really
once.
connected with him. I really felt like I got to know. Who are you?
It was weird. His pants were down. He was jerking off. But we were really connecting there,
I
and
felt
I really
something.
transcribed his notes, if you will, very, very deeply.
So yeah, then she just went on this like non-person. Sorry, I mean I'm sure she's a fine person.
Oh,
Another walk
Jesus,
of
a
life.
non-person.
She's
a
my God.
She's not. I could have done what she did. I could have done what she did. What she did was
This non-person.
Sorry.
This non-person.
I'm sorry. I just
The person that has nothing to do with the
it
making of
just
this
sound
movie.
like
This
that
non-person.
sounds very Hollywood or
It does.
something. Like you'd
Yeah,
say,
I'm sorry.
What is this?
Loser.
Who is
This
this
bum.
non-person in my office? Because
Yeah.
I've got people to deal with.
I've been making fun of the fake people in the movie, and I haven't censored myself back down yet to the real
I see.
people.
I
So
got you.
I removed that comment. This person
He's all
doesn't have-
fired up.
Yeah, I am. This person doesn't have any relevance to the movie being made or like any portion of this movie whatsoever. Does the commentary track. All she does is describe it scene for scene. I watched it for 20 minutes, and that's literally all she does is tell you
Wow.
what's going on screen. It is as if she was like describing it to a blind person, which is maybe what she's doing to the blind guy in this movie.
Because
Yeah.
anybody
Describing it
watching
to
this
him.
should be blind because it's not good. Yeah.
But this movie was released in 1988 in Italy in the longer-ish version. So there's like three official versions of this movie. The
Jesus.
first one was like an hour or 150 minutes long, so like 2.5 hours. And that was released in theaters and bombed and got bad reviews in Italy. Harvey Weinstein got a hold of it for this country, cut it down to 121 minutes, and it ended up being
like himself personally.
he doesn't edit it, but he directs people to edit it down to like
Oh, really?
a reasonable.
He's the one he figures out what should stay and what should go, or does he direct them to
He doesn't. So no, he doesn't direct them what to do, but he's the guy who pays
He's
the money for the
basically a
rights. He
studio.
pays the editors
Okay.
to do
Yeah.
it, and he pays them
Right,
to
right.
get it down to a certain runtime,
Right,
which
right.
is
So
around
somebody-
120 minutes.
But interestingly, and it'd just be kind of interesting to be like, well, who is the editor then that sort of like made this so workable, at least for a lot of other people?
You could
It's
probably
kind of
find that
interesting,
out.
like just an
Yeah, he's
unnamed
probably in
person.
there somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And it's just some normal editor from
Yeah.
maybe
Los Angeles,
it's
probably.
still a good piece of work. I mean, editing.
Yeah, but they have someone then creative that's sitting there going, "Yeah, we should remove this." we should
Yeah,
remove
is that bored?
and the
You
editor
bored?
just
I'm
click,
bored.
click,
All right,
click,
let's
click,
get rid of
click.
that.
Yeah, but what about this scene about the kids jerking off? I think we should
You're gonna
leave
keep that for
Really?
laughs. Yeah, for laughs.
yeah.
Yeah, relax.
Do you think we should get rid of the part where the adult touches himself? No, I think we should probably
If we
leave
cut it
that in.
before then, it'll be
Yeah.
confusing to the audience.
Yeah.
What our point
Yeah,
is here.
look, the intern just laughed. I heard him back there, so I think we should keep this in.
Once it was edited down and like marketed correctly or something, people loved it. It won the
Yep.
Oscar for Best Foreign Film. I think it won like a bunch of festival circuit awards. Ebert gave it 3.5 out of 4 stars, and then confusingly gave the longer version. So once this movie was like huge in the States, the director was like, "Oh shit, I was right. I'm going to go back and put even more length into the movie for the director's cut." So he took the 2.5 hour long version and made it 2 hours and 50 minutes. He added 20 minutes
Yep.
from that longer cut that nobody liked in the first place. And that's the director's cut. And then,
Doubling down,
and then
as it were.
Ebert, the hypocrite, or like the person who doesn't take his own review numbering seriously, I guess, gave the first one a 3.5 when it first came out, gave the director's cut a 4 out of 4, but then said the original cut was better in every way.
Do you think it's just because this movie's about movies that everyone's
That's
like,
what I
"Oh, we gotta
think.
rate this
Yeah.
well," Yeah.
It's like
Maybe.
All About Eve or Hugo or
Right, right.
I don't know, like any of those movies that at the very end has a
That, like,
compilation
celebrate.
of old things. You're like, oh, I feel so nostalgic.
The
Our movies so
nostalgia of
important.
movies,
Well, also,
right.
yeah, Hollywood be like, we do really good stuff that's really important.
Right.
So,
Yep.
Right.
that's
Yeah.
nice.
That's
to
why
hear.
I'm surprised TC didn't hate this one because that's definitely in this
Yeah, I
one.
know.
I mean,
I'm-
I'm a sap. I love the, and the
Yeah.
Italians are so romantic. They try to be so romantic. For some reason, I gave them a pass because it's like this is
Aw.
what they always do. And I'm sober as well and on vacation, so everything's good. There's no,
All right.
there's no, there
There's
was
no
least
getting you
amount-
down. That's nice.
There was
dude.
the least amount of
I think that's
negativity
awesome,
going
man.
on
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
room
right,
that
right.
night.
So you're gonna actually tolerate a
It's
film
it's
there.
it's when I'm
kinda
at
nice.
it's when I'm at work and I'm dealing with
Right,
all
right.
these shitheads and I'm like, you know what? Fuck them. They're all the same. Fucking assholes. Right.
Nice.
That's all I got.
Good.
All right. Good.
Great. Grand.
Should this be on the top 250 list?
No.
No.
Oh
That's a no.
That's a no.
no.
At
John,
some
I'm
points in
glad.
time,
It's good. If we might, every time this happens, I am happy because it never
Make a
happened
note.
again on a list one because
Make a note.
I mean, we're
Make a
high
note.
up, right?
Right. I know it's hard to find ones that
And
you really
I
don't
enjoy
like.
this type of energy myself.
Yeah.
I know you do. I'm just not feeling any energy. That's like why I've been all week though. I've just been really flat.
oh no,
So-
let's not blame that. Let's
so
blame
maybe
the
you're
film.
broken
We
then,
gotta
John,
blame
actually.
the film. We gotta blame the film.
Generally, I generally am, but let's we don't have to go.
Let's
into
not go
that.
there. That's a dark place.
It is.
Johnny's Dark
I mean,
Place? Do we got any Johnny's Dark Place content
Johnny's
this
Dark
week?
Johnny's Dark Place.
Yeah.
All right, this is from chapter 2 of this week's journal
Johnny's,
entries.
yeah,
Johnny's
Johnny's
is
Dark
here
Place.
for you.
Day 2, still feeling nothing.
Day 3.
When will the
Why do
void
we have
leave
to
me?
watch this movie?
And will I feel things?
On that note, hey guys, we have a choice for next week because we're doing bonus episodes still, I assume, right?
Yeah, what do we got?
I have 2 things we could watch. I have 2 options. You want to hear them?
Okay, yeah, I do want to hear.
Both from this year, both available to rent.
Okay.
One of them just
Okay.
won the Palme d'Or at Sundance. It's called
Nice.
Titane, I think.
Spell that?
Titane.
Okay.
The synopsis is: following a series of unexplained crimes, a father is reunited with the son who has been missing for 10 years. Titane, a highly... this is not the one I read before. Let me read another one. It has something to do with having sex with a car.
Oh, that was not where I was expecting this
I
to
know.
go.
Where did I read the other one?
You're getting confused. Okay, there's the father and the son, and now where's
Look,
the car
kid
come
went
in?
missing 10 years ago, and then the father has sex with a car. Huh?
Yeah.
All right, so this
Yeah.
one, if you Google the name, this one says, a woman who has a metal plate in her head embarks on a bizarre journey.
What?
It won the
Those are
Palme-
very different.
It won
Very
the Pa-
different
I know.
synopsis.
And this won the Palme d'Or, so it's probably a little artsy, but it's classified as a horror/thriller. So that
Okay.
could be pretty good. But the
What's
other
the
one,
next version?
the other one
Or
is
what's the next option?
Pig.
T-I-T, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the Nicolas
Nicolas
Cage film.
Cage. He's a truffle farmer, and he has a pig, and someone steals his pig.
Okay, let's watch
That's
that
right.
one.
And he goes John Wick on them.
No, he's supposed to be really like quiet and stuff.
He's like a reasonable Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Suck my
Hey,
pig.
look, you stole my pig, and I'd really like it back if you don't
It
mind.
looks like from the commercial, he goes to like 5-star restaurants, and he's like, "Where's my pig?" And they're like, "We
'Cause
don't
he-
know." And he's like, "Oh
because
shit!"
he thinks
okay.
they chopped it up and ate it, or what?
Because I mean, he's a truffle pig farmer. Truffles are expensive, so I don't know.
okay, we're
somebody-
watching that one. I'm gonna have to say that we cancel the sex car guy, and we do the truffle.
We do the pig one.
pig farm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I was hoping we were going to go with Nick
Yeah,
Cage.
we'll go with Nick Cage.
Yeah.
We know
All
that
right.
Denny's favorite actor is Nicolas Cage.
I think
So
I haven't
this
said that
could
out
be
loud
fun.
before, but it probably isn't very far off.
I think you've said
Oh,
it very
nice.
out loud before. I
I
remember
think
it.
so. I think in
vividly.
our conversations about The Rock and various things.
Yep. That's what it was.
you can't
from.
fuck with
Yeah.
this genius in The Rock.
Yeah.
You can't.
The Rock. Get the fuck out of here. All right. Well, we're watching Truffle Pig Fucker.
Yeah, we are.
Next week. Oh yeah. So for everyone that's on this,
All right. that
Big
sounds
time.
good.
Yeah, let's
Big
do
time.
it. It's big time.
Big
All right. Talk to you guys next
time.
week.
All right. Take care, guys.
it would be funny if it would
My
be
audio.
funny.
All right,
if, like,
I'm switching the microphone. Is
Whoa.
that better?
No.
Whoa,
I
it's
want
so
the robot
loud.
voice back.
Holy shit, that's loud.
Wait, was that?
We
No,
can
my
hear
mic.
you now, but it sounds like shit.
We can hear you now, but it's the
Ah, shit.
is it the Scarlet?
Maybe.
Restart that too.
Yeah. Come on, Scarlett, don't let me down.
That's what it sounds like.
How about now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
there we go.
better.
Oh,
What
no.
the hell? Now
it
it's
just went
gone.
back.
Something is the Scarlet busted? That's so weird, John. I wish you could hear what it sounds like.
I'm recording it. I'll send you it afterwards.
Yeah, we gotta do
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like the guy from South Park with the tracheal thing. The hunter is trying to make music.
It does. It so does. It's perfect. I'm gonna record. Check. Hey.
All right, check.
Check.
Here we go.
That's better. That's better.
Check.
Yeah, we're good. That's it.
All right.
What'd you do?
Oh,
it's back.
It's back. So something's busted with it. That's really cool.
Do you have
though.
two inputs?
Yeah, maybe you've got a dual recording thing going where it's feedback and oh, that's cool. It's really cool. I hope you got that recorded.
I'm recording it right now. Oh, he's gone.
We're gonna have to use that into a song somehow.
Yeah.